Dearman's got it. The heave. He goes! He made it!
I went back to the huddle thinking, I'm not going to blow it this time. I didn't care where I shot it from. I was just going to make sure I get this win.
He took one extra dribble, got by a half court, and just heave-oh'd it. I mean, right away, I thought, God, that's going in, and it did. So I'm happy for him.
And we hope to bring you that kind of excitement tonight. Good evening, everyone, from the SIU Arena. It's exciting Saluki basketball as Southern takes on the Bears from Southwest Missouri State. I'm Mike Trude. Russ Eisenstein is alongside. We hope we have a great game for you tonight. It's a critical game for the Salukis. They can't afford to lose another home game. And Barry Hinson of the Bears says that both teams are playing to avoid Friday night.
Well, certainly, whenever you're in the conference at this time of year, you have to avoid Friday night. And for the Dogs tonight, it's very important. They got to win on the road at Evansville. If you're going to win the conference or be anywhere close, you have to win a road game. Now they're coming home for 2 in a row against a Southwest team that has won 4 out of their last 6, so they are playing hot right now.
Salukis are playing a little bit underhanded. Brandon Mells, the junior point guard, quit the other day. So we're without Brandon. What's that going to do to the team?
Well, that leaves one point guard in Marcus Belcher. He played 33 minutes in the ballgame against Evansville. He's going to have that journeyman's effort tonight for SIU to win the ballgame.
When we come back, we will have the starting lineups from a wild SIU arena. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to the SIU Arena. Brian Dunn and Tom Weber will be alongside in a few moments. I'm Mike Trude, ready to bring you the starting lineups for tonight's game between the Salukis and the Bears of Southwest Missouri State. First for the visitors from Southwest Missouri. They will line up this way. It'll be Daniel Novak and Manuel Randall at the forward positions. Matt Reeder, the lone senior, will be the center. Luke Dobbins and Robert Yanders are the guards. Novak has been especially good from three-point range lately.
Certainly you wouldn't expect it from him, but he is in 4th position in the Missouri Valley Conference in three-point percentage. I mean, that isn't starting tonight. Mike Wallace, we'll touch on him a lot tonight.
Cross and Schroeder for the Salukis at forward. Sylvester Willis at center. Kent Williams and Marcus Belcher. Williams, the hero the other night against Evansville.
Of course, he averages 17.2 a ball game, 3rd in the Missouri Valley Conference, and of course, answering that prayer against the Aces in Evansville.
We're just about ready to tip it off. Let's go over to Tom Weber. Thomas.
Well, guys, before we start, we want to invite you to call 1-800-745-9748 to support this kind of public broadcasting that we're going to bring you tonight. We're bringing you exciting Saluki basketball, and if that's something you want to see on this station in the future, let us know with your phone call. Pledge at any level that you can. Remember, that $35 level is the basic membership fee. You'll get the previews guide every month, so you'll know when those basketball games are on, guys.
Thank you, Tom. The Southwest Bears are the maroon with the white and black trim. The Salukis are the white with the maroon and black and trim. And we are underway, and the Dogs start with Schroeder on the wing. Bounce pass it up top to Cross.
Series-wise, SIU leads the series 22-20, but they haven't had a win in 6 tries in a row against the Bears.
The Salukis had a lead late at Southwest Missouri State when Scott Brakebill got injured on a play on a breakaway dunk from Jermaine Dearman, and Brakebill has been out of action ever since then. He hopes to play again Saturday.
They expect 5 minutes from him on Saturday night.
Josh Cross gets things going for the Salukis. He's got 2. He comes in averaging 11 per ball game. Robert Yanders, that's him with a basketball now. He is lightning quick, a junior college transfer.
He's from SMS's West Plains campus, and him and Mike Wallace played together. Mike Wallace was the 3rd all-time leading scorer at West Plains. Yander is a pretty good three-point shooter, an excellent assist man as well.
Reeder kicks it back out to Charles Gaines to the corner in Novak.
And Abel's going to have to get out on him tonight. Novak can definitely shoot the three-pointer.
Real bad shot by Manuel Randall, the freshman. Here comes Belcher. He's got Cross. Josh gets it to Willis, blocked by Charles Gaines. Off of the Salukis, and Southwest will get the basketball, and Gaines is a shot blocking specialist.
Gaines is 4th in the MVC. He's got 20 blocks all time. He is 25th on the list at Southwest Missouri State in blocks. He had the most of a first-year player in the history of SMS basketball.
That's Yanders with it on the wing. Southern has to do a good job guarding the 3 ball tonight. Novak, short, fouled by Abel Schroeder.
You mentioned three-pointers. Southwest Missouri State has taken a league-low number of three-pointers this year. That's, of course, a difference from last year, where SMS just hoisted him from everywhere. But they had a player called Kevin Alton. They also had William Fauntleroy as well.
Schroeder may have got him on the elbow. Enough for the referee to call it, and Novak will shoot 2. 61%er from the line, and he starts with a miss.
Southwest is coached by Barry Hinson. He's 32 and 22. This is his second year at the Springfield campus. Before that, he was at Oral Roberts, where he won a Mid-Continent Conference title. Went to the NIT with the Eagles. He is a very animated and a very excited head coach. He is so proud to be at Southwest. He used to coach junior high school basketball. Now he's coaching Division I basketball.
2-1, Dawgs lead it early. Just underway. 18:15 left to go first half. Cross saves it. Williams alone, top of the key for three, way too strong. Whistle blows, and Manuel Randall is shaken up. He's going to come out, and here comes Mike Wallace, who is a force. Mike Wallace is a junior, 6'5", probably about 220, 230, but rock solid, maybe the strongest player in the league right now.
He has his name on 6 categories in the Missouri Valley Conference for leaders. He's 7th in the league in scoring at 13.8. He had to really step up after Scott Brakebill went down to injury. Brakebill still is the leading average scorer for SMS, but Wallace has certainly been there in the last couple ball games.
Novak down low to Reeder. Foul on Sylvester Willis.
You know, watching the shoot-around today, SMS really pounded it down low. They had a lot of double picks at the key and at the foul line to send some cutters through. And here you see a nice dribble drive and just got too far into the hoop, and Willis had to get those hands out of there.
Reeder's a 65% free throw shooter. He'll get 2 and he'll miss 1. Oh, he got it to go. Shooter's roll for Matt Reeder.
Reeder during the offseason was a part of an American college all-star team that went abroad. He went to Europe, a couple countries in Europe, and he really honed his skills there. Head coach Barry Hinson said since last year to the beginning of this year and now to the middle of the season, he has seen the most improvement from him that he's seen out of anybody.
Barry Hinson said to win on the road, you have to make free throws and you have to rebound. The Bears right now are 2 for 4 from the free throw line. 50% is not going to aid his cause in winning a game tonight. Schroeder to the hoop, blocked by Reeder. And that's 2 blocks on 2 drives for the Salukis.
And Southwest has really stepped up after Brakebill going down to injury. They've had to have their inside players really step up and play physical. And there you see the nice block, and he did it right that time. He didn't foul him, kept the body away, and swatted the basketball away as well.
Williams on the wing to cross up over, and no good. Rebound to Charles Gaines.
Josh in the last couple ball games has been offensive minded. Not really much at Creighton, but during the ball game at Evansville, he really shined. Had a couple of big baskets in transition for the Dogs.
Tip good, and Gaines gets it to go in.
By Charles Gaines is so good as he's always around the hoop. He's about 5 feet away from the hoop on every rebound opportunity, and right there he had it and finished it off for SMS. Bruce Weber coached teams have never beaten Southwest Missouri. Kent Williams on the drive for 2. They thought they had their best chance at Southwest Missouri when they had a 5 to 6 point lead with about 6 minutes to go in that basketball game. But when Brakebill got hurt, the crowd got into the ball game, and the Saluki youngsters did not handle things well down the stretch, and Southwest won the basketball game. Last time SIU won the ball game was back in 1998. They swept that series against the Bears that season. Novak hits a 3. Southwest, their three-pointers have definitely dropped, but Novak is really their main cog shooting from three-point range. Yanders will step out as well, but Novak's really a guy that you wouldn't expect to shoot it, but he does. Bears lead at 7-4. 18 on the shot clock. Some say basketball is a game of matchups, and for whatever reason, Southern does not match up very well with the Bears. Williams, top of the keys, too strong again. Off of Yanders, yes, off of Robert Yanders, out of bounds. The Dogs will keep it when we come back. We've come to our first media timeout of the basketball game. Early on, Southwest has the better of the Salukis. They lead the Dogs. The score 7-4. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the arena. The Bears lead the Salukis early on at 7-4. You know, WSIU has a commitment to serve you and your family better with the best programs available. But you know, viewer contributions are public television's greatest challenge and also its greatest strength. So if you would like to see more Saluki basketball, please call now 1-800-745-9748. We would appreciate your pledge. Brian Dunn is our sideline reporter tonight. Brian, it's early. What do you have?
Well, Russ and Mike, you guys have already talked about how animated SMS coach Barry Hinson can be. And that case in point comes after the games a lot of the time when he's talking to the media from local towns. In Evansville, he's already made a big impression on some of the media there. Dave Johnson called him his best interview, and he says stuff like, our guy couldn't hit a bull in the butt with a bass fiddle, and their guy was so hot he could have fried an egg on his butt. Maybe we'll evoke a saying like that from Coach Hinson after tonight's game.
Thanks, Brian. I hope it's in a losing cause.
I'm sure even in a losing cause, he'll be as animated as he was.
He will be.
Southwest coming into the ballgame, playing probably their best second half of the year against Wichita State at the Hammond Student Center. The last ballgame, they beat Wichita 68-55. In the first half, they shot 23%. In the second half, they shot 63%. They outscored Wichita 46-37 in the second half of basketball.
February is generally a great month for Southwest. Dearman scores.
And speaking about, well, go ahead, Mike.
The Dawgs now trailed by 1, 7-6. Dearman came in on the last break.
Speaking about Southwest and Coach Hinson, last year he thought his squad was NCAA tournament bound. It didn't happen for his ball club. He said he was the first club ever to have an RPI of 34, have 22 wins, and have a schedule like he did to not get into the NCAA tournament. So this year he's scheduled up. He played Kansas. They had some problems early on in the year, and they're trying to do better than what they did in the NIT last year. They got a win in the first round, then they lost to Mississippi. I don't think they'll be heading to the postseason this year, however.
He traveled, no call. Who's going to get the ball? Kent Williams does finally. Southern has some numbers. Kick by Robert Yanders, and the Dawgs will keep it with a new shot clock. 15-18 to go in the half. It's 7-6 SMS.
Yanders does a nice job of getting back defensively, spread it out that time, and got a kick of the basketball, reset the shot clock. Yanders was a real get for them. Yanders out of the West Plains campus. Had a lot of major recruits and major colleges coming after him, but he wanted to stay within the SMS system, and he went to Springfield to finish out his college career.
Touche Harvey into the game for Southern. Belcher, nice move. Draws the foul, will go to the free throw line and shoot a pair. First foul on Southwest Missouri, and a big round of applause from the fans as you see the drive here, and there's the foul by Manuel Randall.
Nice job by Belcher to dribble drive there. He played 33 minutes against Evansville. He's going to have to do that and have the journeyman effort like he did there tonight with the lack of depth at point guard because of Brandon Mells leaving.
And he misses the free throw. Marcus has struggled from the free throw line, 52%, although he's 49% from three-point land. So you would think that he would be a much better free throw shooter than he is, but he hasn't gotten him to fall this year. Hit the second one. And we're tied 7-all.
Dobbins is a freshman for SMS, and he fought early on with Yanders for the point guard spot, and he'll come in and play the two guard right now.
Kick it out to Dobbins. He likes to shoot the three. He's short. Here come the Dawgs. They've got some numbers. Touche Harvey. Pull-up jumper. No. Rebounded Josh Cross. Great move by Kent. Short on the shot, though. Cross right there over the back. No complaint from Joshua Cross.
He just soared pretty high to get that rebound. He's always close to the bucket. That's why he's one of the leaders in the Missouri Valley Conference. And you really can't see that much of a foul there, but the officials saw it, and we'll go with that.
Josh didn't complain. He must have nudged him in the back just enough to go over the top to get the rebound. We're still tied at 7.
And over the course of the game, those fouls are going to even out.
That's Novak with it. Randall lit up Wichita State for 27 points, 19 of them in the second half.
That was part of that great second half run that Southwest had to finish off the Shockers.
Novak has it stripped by Harvey. Long three by Yanders. Look at Mike Wallace, sky. Then a nice steal by Touche.
Everybody was just too close there for that pass to occur.
There's drew the foul on Dobbins, I believe, and Williams will go to the free throw line. And it is on Luke Dobbins, his first foul. Here's Kent now on the drive, the head fake. Dobbins goes high. There's the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. He had his string of 29 consecutive free throws with that miss late in the second half at Evansville. Let's see if he can get started on a new streak.
He's 82% from the line. Is the sophomore from Mount Vernon.
Tyrese Buie checks in for Joshua Cross.
You know, and early on in the year, Kenton, key moments of ball games, really struggled with free throws. I'll remember the Indiana game very vividly. Southern tried to run at the end of the first half, and he missed a couple of key free throws before the halftime break. He certainly is evened out now at the end of the season.
Schroeder in, Williams out. Donnie Williams has come in to replace Robert Yanders. Donnie Williams, a 6'1" freshman. So both of these basketball teams very young, and both have great futures ahead of them. Dobbins gets around Schroeder. One-hander, no good. Touche, great rebound. Touche has already played some solid minutes. Down low to Jermaine Dearman. Oper and around, and he can't finish it. He just relaxed on the layup and couldn't get it to fall. Dobbins is wide open on the other wing if they find him. There it is, and he's short again.
You know, as Southwest starts getting hot or starts attempting all those threes, that's when you know you...
There's a good enough foul. Jermaine Dearman.
And that time he had to make up for the miss on the layup on the last time down, and you had to figure he wasn't going to miss at that time. He got the hoop and the harm as well. Go to the stripe. It hasn't been that much of a picnic for JD this year, but a nice power move going up against Dobbins. But a power move nonetheless, and he'll finish it and go to the stripe.
Foul was called on Mike Wallace. Not much of a nudge there. It looked like Dobbins did get more piece of him than Wallace did. And wholesale changes now for Southwest as Travis Walk and Charles Gaines are back in the basketball game. Kent Williams is back in for the Salukis.
Walk is a player that had substantial playing time at the beginning of the year. He started quite a bit for the Bears. His average has fallen off to 2.5 points a ball game in a reserve role now.
Travis Walk is a guy who will turn the basketball over.
He's done that quite a bit this year, and actually that was one of the reasons why he was taken out of the starting lineup. He never really got back in.
He throws lazy passes a lot of the time. Randall, Mike Wallace, nice tip away by Dearman.
Hands all over the place right there. Southern has played great defensively in a couple of ball games.
And there's a foul on Charles Gaines. And Jermaine will go to the free throw line and shoot 2 more.
Gaines wasn't going to let him have that bucket. He went up and put him to the foul line. It was a nice little scoop pass to Touche, or rather from Touche inside to JD. Too bad he couldn't finish it up.
Stuck against the rim there. We're at the 12:39 mark of the basketball game. Dawgs lead it by 5, 12-7. And Yanders and Matt Reeder are going to come in as soon as possible for the Bears, as Dearman will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Jermaine knocks down the first one. He's got 6 points early on. Reeder's in for Wallace, who hasn't done much yet in this basketball game, and that's good if you're a Saluki fan. And Donnie Williams goes out. Williams does not play very much, just spells Yanders for moments at a time.
Dearman on the year, a 60% free throw shooter coming into the ball game tonight, and he knocked down that second.
And the Dawgs lead it early by 7. Novak back in for the Bears, and Travis Walk sits down. So real quick substitutions by Barry Hinson. He does not want Southern to get too far ahead in this basketball game.
And he knows that ball games between SIU and SMS are close traditionally, even though SMS has had the better of the Dawgs in the last couple of outings. And even in losses, they're close ball games. 72-62 was the final of the last game played in Springfield. At halftime, Southwest had the lead, 35-33. So first halves are traditionally close between these two schools.
15 on the shot clock. Yanders up top, gets the pick, goes down the lane, short jumper, no. Rebound, every Saluki is there, and it comes to the Bears.
When it goes back to the player that shot the basketball after it was touched a couple of times, that's when you know you made a serious error.
Gaines, no. Rebound, Touche Harvey again.
Touche came to play tonight, and he's showcasing his skills. That's what Southern expected out of the youngster. He hasn't really gotten it early on in the year.
Foul by Yanders.
Yanders is the type of player that's going to pick up some of these fouls. He's very intense defensively. He's got his hands all over the place. Gets low to the ground, and that time Williams got ahead of him and he picked up a foul.
We are at our second media timeout of the basketball game. The Dawgs improving much. They trailed 7-4. They now lead it 14-7. We'll be back. Welcome back to the basketball game. Mike Trude and Russ Eisenstein. It's 14-7. Southern on a 10-0 run following the previous media timeout. Did you know that your financial support now enables us to maintain our current program schedule? It also allows us to acquire exciting new programs and determine which basketball games we'll televise next year. So please call in your pledge if you enjoy what you're watching at 1-800-745-9748. Let's go over to Tom Weber. Tom.
Well, guys, I have something new here tonight, but only for tonight, one night only. If you look up there on the second floor, they have a big screen TV. They brought it in. They had a video technology expo today, and they brought over all these new things. So tonight only, you'll get to see the game inside the arena as well as outside, guys.
That means those replays can be very good for the crowd and get the crowd into the basketball game. 14-7 the score. They're also showing it out in the front arena lobby as well.
Southwest is winners of 4 out of their last 6. In those ball games, they played pretty well, but in other ball games, they've laid eggs. And that game at Terre Haute, 80-64, they lost it to Indiana State. That spread of 16 wasn't as close as it would appear. Southwest really played for it. At one point, they were down by 30 in the ball game.
Williams with it. Schroeder wide open, 3, book it. Abel for 3, the Dogs lead it by 10.
Abel has that ability. He's one of the leaders in the Valley. Last time I checked, he was 5th in the conference in three-point percentage, and he certainly can catch fire from outside.
Novak with it. 15 on the shot clock. Down to Reeder. They've done nothing inside yet. Yanders, top of the key, no. Rebound, Tyrese Buie. Dogs on a 13-0 run. Williams to the hoop. No good. Rebound. Dearman has it. Up. Out of bounds off of Kent or Touche. 2 pretty good looks by the Dogs on that time. They are crashing the boards hard. They're out rebounding Southwest 13-8 right now.
Southern is shooting for the ball game 33%, Southwest shooting 18%. So this is the second time in a row that the opponent is shooting very, very poorly from the floor.
The positive on this situation is they're doing it on the road, so you don't figure it to get that much better. Randall to the wing. Novak on the, that was a good call. Touche got him on the arm. No question about that
one. Sure did. You know what Southwest is doing? They've already attempted 4 3-point shots on the ball game, and that is very uncharacteristic of this team. Last year it would be very normal, but this year what Southern is doing is pushing them out and forcing them to take that 3. That's good defense by Southern, and they're doing a great job tonight against the Bears.
Novak will shoot 2. He made 1 out of 2 earlier in the game, and he nails that one. He's got 5 points. He's their leading scorer. And that breaks a run of 13 straight points for the Dogs. Wallace will check in for the Bears.
Free throw percentage on the year for Novak is 65%.
He got them both. Wallace will come in for Manuel Randall.
Manuel Randall was really put in a very difficult situation. He was redshirted at the beginning of the year, and due to all the injuries and everything else, they asked him if they could pull the red shirt away. He obliged, and he stepped in to play the role. So in reality, he's got 3.5 years of playing basketball at Southwest.
Exactly right. When Break Bill went down, something had to give, and Manuel gave up his redshirt year. But Coach Hinson not only asked Manuel, but consulted with his family and wanted to do still what was best for Manuel. And Manuel said, I want to help the team. To the wing, Williams down to Sylvester Willis. He got hit by Reeder. That's Yanders.
That was an opportunity for a 3, and he passed it up.
Wallace double teamed, has to kick it way out to Yanders. Novak for 3. Yes.
3-point basket.
They weren't going to stay that cold for that long from out there, and Novak is the only real 3-point shooter on this ball club. He pulled there. That's his first 3 of the ball game.
Belcher on the wing to Schroeder, wide open. Abel short on this one. Over the back is Mike Wallace. Second foul on Wallace. 5th team foul on Southwest Missouri. 6th team foul, excuse me. And the Dogs will take it out underneath.
That was Novak's second 3-pointer on the ball game. They'll usually pile in a couple.
Josh Cross. Nobody draws the foul from Reeder. And the Dogs are in the bonus for the rest of the half. And Barry Hinson's got the jacket off, and he's already getting a little animated. First foul on Matt Reeder. And Josh Cross, who has been hitting free throws at a 65% clip, generally does well for the game if he makes his first one.
And he gets to the line quite a bit, and he'll have those opportunities. When you crash to the boards as much as Josh does, you're going to be able to have some shots from the foul line. And here is one of those cases.
He's 46 for 72 now on the season. Manuel Randall will check back in for the Bears' next opportunity. Cross hit 1 out of 2. Randall in. Wallace sits down with 2 fouls. So Mike Wallace is scoreless, has 2 fouls, does not have a rebound, and thus far has not been a factor in this basketball game. That's Gaines with it. 6'7" sophomore.
Gaines,
working on Schroeder.
Really a heck of a player. For the most part, he was recruited by Alford, but Henson came in to recruit him for the end of it, and he finally got him to come to Southwest.
Rebound tipped, recovered by Sylvester Willis. Kent Williams got hit in the eye. Lost his contact lens. His contact lens is there in his left hand. He really got hit hard.
And we mentioned so many times how abused Kent Williams gets for the ball game. That's because he's a ball hawk. He's always around the basketball, fly to the hoop. He'll do some acting as well, trying to get the foul, but for the most part, he'll end up with the ball game with a number of bruises all over his body because players in the Valley know what's going to happen when you play Southern. Southwest knows what Kent can do.
Touche Harvey comes in for Kent Williams. We're at the 9:24 mark of the first half. So Kent may sit out until the next media timeout. Touche had some solid minutes earlier in the basketball game. Southern leads at 18-12. Southwest has gone zone. 2-3. They're daring the Dawgs now to beat him from outside, and they'll go zone when Kent's out of the basketball game, but Abel can hit it. Belcher. Nice feed inside to Josh. Hits Touche for a slam over Manuel Randall.
That boy can get up. Oh, can he get up, Mike? What a beautiful entry pass to him, and he finally finished it off. That is the excitement that Southern wanted.
Here comes Josh Cross. Good and a foul. Good and a foul by Cross, and the crowd is going wild.
What a move by Joshua. He knew he was going to draw the contact, and he had to flip it up, and a beautiful move, and Josh is going to the line. And Southern's playing with the excitement and energy that you want from this ball club, and Southwest better be very careful, or else they're going to get run out of the arena. It can happen so often on the road in the Valley, and Southwest is feeling it right now.
Bruce Weber likes what's happening early on. Josh Cross will go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. The foul was on Manuel Randall, his second personal foul. So Randall and Wallace both with 2 fouls for the Bears.
That time, what a power move to get up the floor was Josh. He's so quick with the basketball, and you expected an electrifying dunk if he could possibly get it. But that time, Randall just slid under him, didn't have the good position. Josh missed that free throw, unfortunately.
Here comes Gaines.
I don't know if the Southwest team can wait for the officials' timeout. They're very out of sync offensively.
Manuel Randall. Robert Yanders with it now, getting a pick from Randall.
Southern is just going out to get Southwest. The Bears are really extending that offense very far up.
6 on the shot clock. They don't even know how much time is left on the shot clock. Reeder does, and he misses badly. Touche tips it and gets the ball.
Southwest needs that media timeout, and Southern would just blow this building apart if they could get a bucket here. If it was a 3 or a dunk, it could almost be lights out for Southwest.
Touche. No, tip by Willis, and he gets pushed out of the way on the rebound. Then a foul on Josh reaching in. And again, Josh does not complain. And Southern maybe tried to rush too much of a good thing that time. We've come to our third media timeout of the first half. We have 7 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in the first half. The Dawgs lead it by 10. It's 22-12. Welcome back to the arena. The Dawgs lead at 22-12 over the Bears. You know, WSIU has challenged itself to keep the best and reinvent the rest. One of the best things about giving to the SIU television stations is watching your donation work for you. Are you up for the challenge to keep this quality programming on the air, Saluki basketball? If you say yes, then please call now 1-800-745-9748 and support Saluki basketball on WSIU. Let's go over to Brian Dunn. Brian, this crowd is getting a little bit wild.
This crowd is going to have a little bit more to cheer about because it looks like Ken Williams is going to be back in the game really shortly. SIU's leading scorer had a little trouble with the contact, went over to the bench, got some solution, cleaned it out. Looks like he'll be back in the game shortly. Besides, he had about a 30-second rest earlier on in the half, and that's about all he sat down this whole game. They'll get him back on the court, though, for a couple more minutes before the end of this half.
Thank you very much, Brian. Dawgs leading it 22-12. They have advanced their score each media timeout, and that's all you can ask for. Play those 4 minutes and win each 4-minute segment of the ball game.
You know, you raise an excellent point. The game is broken down into segments and minutes, and Southern's winning the runs. They're not really shooting the ball all that well. 35% from the floor. Southwest shooting 20%. Leading point getter for the Dawgs. 7 points from Jermaine Dearman and 9 points from Dano Novak for Southwest.
Reeder, double team, finally gets it to Novak. Touche in that basketball game. He's really playing well. He's guarding Novak and not giving him much of a look.
Southwest traditionally plays Southern tough as nails defensively. Southern only shot 34% for the ball game in the loss at Springfield, and that shooting is evening out in this ball game tonight.
Novak from way outside, good.
12 for the ball game. That is his third three.
They only have 3 guys who've scored for them. That's the amazing thing.
Southern is beating them on the boards as well. 10 rebounds for the Dawgs, 8 for the Bears.
Southwest out of its man defense, back into the, or out of the zone, back into the man now that Williams is back in. 13 on the shot clock. There's Kent. Nice feed to Jermaine. Up and under. Oh, we almost got it to go, but a foul is going to be called on Charles Gaines. And that'll be his second personal foul.
What Southern did on that play, it was an excellent play call. Kent Williams went all the way around on the baseline. He finally popped up. That allowed JD to slide down low, go on the low block, make a power move. He just couldn't cap it off with the bucket, but will go back to the line. He's been there a little bit tonight. He has hit 3 of 3.
Gaines clipped him on the arm, so Dearman with a chance for 2 more. First one is good. Jermaine has worked and worked and worked on that outside shot. And the free throw line is becoming a little bit more friendly to the 6'8" sophomore out of Indy.
And you're going to see a battle between JD and Charles Gaines all ball game. Gaines has 2, but I imagine that most of these big men, Gaines and JD, will have 4 or foul out before this one is done.
Yanders with it. Southern's really got to like the Dobbins-Williams matchup. Top of the key, way strong rebound to Dearman.
That was a play that I saw in the shoot-around today. They set about 3, 4, or 5 picks on that play to finally get the 3-pointer from the top of the key, and it didn't fall.
Touche had a nice runner, just didn't go, but he gets the steal.
All over the court, Mike.
No good, rebound, Buie. Tyrese jump hook, no, tip, no. Rebound, jump, foul. They're gonna call a foul on Tyrese. And nobody's gonna like that one.
I don't know about that call, Mike. He came down after about 4 or 5 chances.
Yeah, maybe.
And it looked like Reeder just went all the way around. You would figure that Buie had the position there. But now Reeder's gonna go to the stripe.
Reeder will come down and shoot one on the bonus. Travis walked in for Dano Novak.
And he's already playing more minutes than he should for the Southwest team. Walk is not a player that really plays a lot of quality minutes. But when you're down like this on the road, you got to do something to try to even it back out.
Reeder misses badly. Oh, look at that. That's the second time in a row that he has abused the backboard and the rim. And Bruce Weber just laughs. He can't believe that one went in.
Southwest from the line tonight, 3 out of 5. And a couple of friendly rolls.
He should be 0 for 4 with the way he shot free throws tonight, but he's 2 for 4.
And you know, if Southwest were smart on offense, they're already in the bonus. They're going to be shooting free throws for the rest of the period, rest of the half. Pound it down low, try to get some fouls on Southern, but Southern's playing pretty clean.
Dearman, beautiful spin move. Nobody in the conference can stop Jermaine on that particular move. Dawgs back up by 9. He's very active on the offensive end, but he has an advantage. He's got Reeder. He can kill Reeder on the offensive end.
He's just so much more physical than Reeder is. Reeder you know, he needs to get the feed on the entry on the offensive end, and he really can't move all that well defensively. He's not that type of player. JD can light him up offensively all night.
There's Walk. Steal. Jermaine. Nobody draws the foul from Walker Reeder. Let's see who they call it on. Call it on Reeder. That's a big foul on Matt Reeder. Little bit of a shove with the body. Reeder's second foul, and Southwest has 10 fouls. The Dogs are shooting 2 the rest of the half, every foul.
That's a scary sight when you see a 6'8" player running down the floor right at you, and he has that ball handling ability. That time he took it so strong to the rack against 2 Southwest players, and he's been very, very good and accurate from the stripe tonight.
Knocked it down. He's just missed one. Schroeder in for Marcus Belcher, who gets a very needed rest. He'll probably stay out for 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Southwest is substituting quite a bit in this ball game, but when you have all the foul trouble that they have, you're going to have to find some very clean players and have to go through a lot of numbers.
Jermaine knocks it down. He's got 12 first half points. Novak comes in for Travis Walk. That wasn't even a blow. No, Walk's going to stay in, and now it's going to be Luke Dobbins. They're going to try to match up a little bit better. Here comes Travis Walk. He's moving on Dearman. Can't score. Terrible shot. Foul on Randall over the back, and will go the other way. Third foul on Manuel Randall, and he's got to come out. Here's the poor shot. Great position by Tyrese. Randall over the back. He's got 3 fouls, and every one of their big men has at least 2 personal fouls. So what's Barry Hinson going to do? He's going to talk it over with the referee. That's what he's going to do. Is Tyrese Buie, who's going to try to make up for those 2 missed free throws at Evansville by knocking these down. And there's one.
He is an 80% free throw shooter from the stripe, and uncharacteristically missing those 2 free throws at Evansville. And I bet Barry's not done talking to the official. I bet he's saying something from all the way down there once the official will turn around. He wants it called fairly on both ends of the floor.
Tyrese gets them both. Into the game, Charles Gaines down Manuel Randall. Dogs lead it by 13, 29-16. That's Reeder to Yanders, excuse me.
Yanders has all the ability to bring this team back into the game offensively. You don't want Walk dribble driving.
Kent Williams with the steal. Schroeder down to Tyrese. Buie traveled with a basketball. He was so open he didn't know what to do.
Southwest is not going to want to have Walk having the basketball from about 10 feet in. That's not going to break this drought. They're down by 13, and Southern doing a nice job of implementing a little bit of a press here. I like this by Coach Weber.
Josh Hume into the basketball game for Southwest. So you know that their depth is hurting when Josh Hume plays. Kent, little reach in foul. No, touche. Gonna call that on touche. Real ticky-tack foul out at 23 feet.
That's what I was gonna say. You don't want to have any of those fouls that far away from the bucket. And Southern just wasted one right there and sending Novak to the line.
It's still amazing that only 3 Bears have scored. Novak, Gaines, and Reeder.
And Yanders has been really held in check tonight.
Novak scores. Belcher back in for Kent Williams.
Belcher's going to have to play those quality minutes tonight. We've already talked about it so often. He played 33 against Evansville, and because of the lack of the point guard, he's going to have to come in. But a good thing is that Southern's up by double figures, so he can sit down on the bench and let some other players play.
Donnie Williams in for Yanders, so see if Southern can take advantage of the freshman now with Marcus Belcher. Donnie Williams is lightning quick, but he is a freshman.
He is a freshman out of Terrell, Arkansas, and Terrell High School. Lit up some nice real quality teams down there, and he was recruited very heavily. That was another good get for Barry Hinson in a very large recruiting class.
15 on the shot clock. Abel with it. Spinning one-hander, yes.
Novak rid him all the way in, and Abel threw it up with the right hand. He was thinking that if he could get the foul, it would be a three-point play opportunity, but Novak backed away at the right time.
Reeder up high. Down low to Gaines. Up, no good. Rebound to Touche.
Gaines just doesn't have his mind on the ball game. Not a very offensive night for him. He's a lot better 10 feet in than what he's showing tonight.
Gaines a year ago in Southwest Missouri's victory over Southern here at the arena. Block. And Southern will keep the basketball, and we'll finish that story about Charles Gaines when we come back from our final media break. The Dogs continue to extend the lead. They led by 10. They now lead by 13. We'll be back. And the Salukis have increased their lead to 13. It's 31-18, Southern in the lead. You know, WSIU has challenged itself. Here's Schroeder's spinning one-hander, just kind of lofted up and went right through. And with that move, wouldn't you like to see more Saluki basketball on the air? If you would, please call 1-800-745-9748. T-shirts are flying around the arena. Tom Weber, what do you got for us?
Well, guys, you know that if you're at a home game here at the SIU Arena, on the left side of your screen is what's called the dog pound. And that's where all the students sit. Tonight, there's even more students because it's Pledge Week. It's Pledge Week here for all the fraternities and sororities. So they're bringing out all the pledges out to the game to show the school support. Millions of people, guys.
Last night in the Missouri Valley Conference, some big ball games. The War on 74. Illinois State knocked off Bradley 81-62. At halftime, it was tied up, but Chadrick Ford, 17 points, 15 rebounds. What an effort he had. Tyrese Bryson at 27. Also last night, Evansville got a win on the road at Wichita State, 77-74. The Aces were led in scoring by Adam Seitz's 22 points.
Dogs lead it by 13 and have the basketball. The final 4-minute segment here of the half. Clock is running at the 3:35 mark. Buie in the corner. That's his patented 19-footer. Oh, it didn't go, but nice rebound. Can Williams hang on to it? No, he can't. Timeout called by Southwest Missouri. We'll keep it here. This will be a full timeout. That was just a battle. Here's the battle for the basketball, and watch Matt Reeder. This is a senior right there. Timeout, yelling timeout. So a good call by the referee.
That was a real nice play that time by Reeder. And he is a player that Barry Hinson wants to become a leader. He wants to have him step up and play as well as he possibly can. Here's Bruce Weber in the huddle.
The Dogs right now from the free throw line are 12 out of 16. It's made a big difference thus far in the basketball game. Southern has 9 field goals, but 12 out of 16 from the free throw line already. That is critical.
Leading point getters Jermaine Dearman, who didn't start the ball game, 12 points for SIU, 14 points for Dano Novak, and he is the leading scorer for Southwest Missouri. You know, what's happened for Southern is when Jermaine Dearman has come off the bench for the Dogs, he's just had a spark. Earlier in the year when he started ball games, he just didn't have that offensive look. Since he's been out of the starting lineup, he really has had that offensive power.
He's done really well. There's the Saluki Pep Band, and we love the Pep Band here at Southern. They're at every home basketball game, whether it's a break situation or whether it's during the regular school season, and they're playing the Saluki fight song now for a crowd which is probably maybe around 5,000. Disappointing crowd actually tonight. We thought there'd be a lot bigger crowd, especially with the ESPN game coming up on Saturday when the Dogs play Creighton. Let's listen to Bruce Weber.
You keep coming. Marcus can't slide. Once you get up, Abel, you just keep going. You're looping behind. High school is in the midst of one of its
There we see the power move. Jermaine Dearman finishing it off with a 7-footer. And he really has honed that mid-range jumper in the last couple of ball games. Definitely has really brought that. And that's just another element to the game. The coach has really worked on him with that, as well as being an offensive player and power moves. He's got to step out and hit those mid-range jumpers if he's going to be successful in the Valley.
Southwest has Mike Wallace back in the basketball game. Donnie Williams loses Belcher. Blocked. Oh, he gets his own rebound and scores.
Very athletic player and a very athletic freshman. I don't know if Barry Hinson wanted that quick of an offensive possession, but they did have the numbers and they broke out. Southern was not there defensively.
Williams gets Novak. Had him around the corner, couldn't get around him. Belcher on the wing. Dearman, top of the key on Wallace. Southern's got to get it down to Jermaine with those guys with all those fouls. Belcher with the left hand draws the foul from Donnie Williams. So Marcus will go to the free throw line and shoot a couple.
He's doing that. He did that against Creighton in the second half of the ball game. And here you see the nice dribble drive. He got ahead, and he went up with the shot.
No question on the foul.
Absolutely a foul, and he'll go to the strike.
Bruce Weber, hands clasped, wants Marcus to hit both free throws. Shot is good.
You know, he's so much like Gene Katie in a lot of aspects as Bruce Weber. A lot of times in the ball game, you look at Gene Katie, will be very calm on the sideline. Then he'll just erupt like a volcano, and Bruce Weber is like that as well. In his third year here at Southern, we've seen quite a bit of that.
Belcher hit them both, and Robert Yanders quickly back into the basketball game, almost an offense for defense.
And conversely, you'll look at Barry Hinson. He's just go all the time. He is a firecracker all the time.
Williams on Josh Hume. Reeder, top of the key, gets around Sylvester. Nice jump hook over Jermaine Dearman, and Matt Reeder scores.
You know, through all of this, they're one basket away from getting it down into single digits. This is a big part of the ball game for Southern to try to put them away before halftime.
2:22 left. Clock is running. Southern leads it by 11. Would love to take a double-digit advantage into halftime.
And we know how prone Southern is to a second half lapse. It happened against Evansville.
Schroeder all the way to the hoop. Goaltending on Reeder. And if you remember a year ago, there were goaltendings that weren't called against Southwest Missouri that really infuriated Bruce Weber down the stretch. That was already against the glass, and Reeder knocked it against the glass again, and that's goaltending. Once it touches the backboard, you cannot block the basketball.
That was a nice move by Abel to guide it all the way in with the right hand. He held it as long as he could. Beautiful entry.
Foul called underneath. Sylvester Willis tapped for that one, his second, and here's the nice feed-in pass from Novak, and he had great position on Sylvester, and Southern's lucky that one didn't go in for a three-point play opportunity. Reeder will have to earn it at the stripe, where he's been struggling.
What they talked about during the shoot-around today is drag your knuckles on the floor, get good position, lead with your behind, drag the knuckles all the way with you, and take the basketball in, and that was a beautiful entry pass from Novak right there down to Reeder.
Bears are now 7 out of 11 from the free throw line. Reeder 2 for 5. Got that one to go. Reeder has 7 points. Dawgs lead it by 12. We're under 2 minutes to go in the half. At halftime, we have a nice interview for you with Saluki Athletics Director Paul Kowalczyk that Russ did earlier a couple weeks ago. Marcus Belcher can't hit the three, had a very good look, and Southwest now can cut it to 9 with a three, or at least cut it to 10 with a basket. Yanders, short jumper, no good. Rebound to Jermaine.
I think something that Barry Hinson talked about in the huddle was they're taking too many threes. They need to drive into the bucket.
Charge on Marcus Belcher.
And that was a nice call.
They're not even calling a charge. They're just calling a player control foul. We'll go the other end and shoot 2. So could have been a 5-point turnaround, but Abel did miss the shot. Belcher's first personal foul, so he is not in any kind of foul trouble. And Josh Hume will go to the free throw line. He's a 70%er from the line. He's 7 out of 10 for the season. And he knocks it down.
I don't think that Hume really thought that he'd be playing all the minutes in this ball game tonight, but Southwest is really looking for a scoring punch. Barry Hinson is turning to places that he didn't expect to go.
Made them both. 10-point game, 35-25.
Mike Wall is certainly not the offensive output that Southwest expected. And Southern doing a nice job tonight of getting the entry pass in. Over the last couple ball games, Southern has really done a nice job of passing and spacing, and that's happening tonight. They've had a lot of breakaway buckets towards the hoop and nice cuts for layups that led to buckets or going to the line.
15 on the shot clock. Williams will try to do something on Josh Hume. Nice stop, shot, no go. Rebound to Josh Hume, gets it up to Yanders. They've got some numbers. Novak, 18-footer, short, air ball. And Jermaine comes out with it.
That was a big possession by Southwest. They could have cut it under 10 right there, and Barry Hinson knows it. You know, down 35-25, a big run or a big bucket at the end of the first half can lead you into halftime and maybe give you a run to start off the second half, but they just missed on the bucket there, and Southern has a chance to milk it on the last offensive possession.
And that's critical because they're up by 10. If they can knock down a shot, it'll be 12 or 13. Southwest could only have as much as 4.5 to 5 seconds to bring the ball in and go down court and score. So that was really huge when Novak shoots an air ball from about 18 feet. He needs to get back by 19-9 or 21. That's where he's been most effective tonight.
And Novak is forcing it a lot tonight because of the absence of Mike Wallace. Wallace just isn't scoring, and Novak really has to step up. You know, when Breakville went down, Wallace stepped up. Now Wallace is falling off, and Novak needs to step up. He's already in double figures on the night, and he is the only offense for SMS.
Wallace has only 1 rebound thus far in the basketball game. A rebound, a turnover, no points. He's got an assist. So the Dawgs will try to work that shot clock down and not leave Southwest a heck of a lot of time to score.
Very key to have a good shot. Much like the SMS possession, this is a big bucket to head into halftime and head into the second half. Southern will milk it.
15 on the shot clock. Definitely going to play for 1.
There is that 5-second differential between the shot and the game
Belcher
clock.
has it 7 on the shot clock. He's got to work on Yanders now. Jacks up a long one. No good. Rebound to Dearman. Knocked. Did he get a timeout? No, out of bounds. With 3.7 seconds left. Here's the replay on it. We'll see if we can get to the end line there. Yes, no question.
Yeah.
Good call, and he didn't get a timeout call anyway. 3.7 seconds left. Dawgs lead by 10. Let's see what Southwest can do. Running shot, no good, and the Anders did not get a very good look. And even though Southwest won the final 4 minutes, the Dawgs played a very, very good first half and lead it by a score of 35-25. They played a very good first half. And Brian Dunn is over with Saluki basketball coach Bruce Weber. Let's go to Brian now. Brian?
Coach, much like the Evansville game in which you got some defensive pressure in the first half and were able to make some breaks.
Well, we played pretty good defense, held them to 25. If we wouldn't have put them to the free throw line so much, probably even done a little better job than that. We had a little run there, and you hope you can extend it. They hung in there with us. It's 0-0 now for us, second half. We haven't done a great job in the second half of defending, so we got to see if we can continue the second 20 minutes that we did in the first on the defensive end.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back to Ross and Mike.
All right, thank you, Brian. He said it best. They played a pretty good first half, but there's still 20 minutes to go, and for the Dawgs this year, the second 20 minutes have been very difficult defensively, so they have to pick it up.
You saw it against Evansville. Evansville at halftime shot 23% from the field. Southern really let them back into the ball game. They had all the opportunities to put them out of the ball game, but this is at home, and you got to protect your home court, Mike, and Southern's doing it well.
Dawgs lead at 35-25. Back with more halftime information after this. With Russ Eisenstein, this is Mike Trude back at the SIU Arena. The Salukis leading over the Bears by a score of 35-25. And we're about ready to check the Missouri Valley Conference standings, brought to you by Edward Jones, serving individual investors since 1871. But before we do that, we want to check Jermaine Dearman, who's Southern's leading scorer in the basketball game, and that nice, nifty little turnaround right there. And Dearman leads the Dawgs in scoring with 12 first-half points.
He's been doing go ahead.
The standings look this way, and with the victory Illinois State over Bradley last night, all of a sudden we have a log jam at the top. Illinois State and Indiana State, Creighton and Bradley, just a half game separates the top 4 teams. Then about a half game or a game and a half separates the next 4 teams. So it's amazing how close the 2 divisions are.
Quite a rivalry between Illinois State and Bradley, and last night that had so many implications. It's a new team at the top of the standings. Illinois State's had an outstanding year on the year. They're 16-4 and quite a turnaround from last year, and now you're seeing it defined a little. Northern Iowa and Wichita States are shoe-in for Friday at the Valley Tournament.
Salukis, Evansville, and Drake are 5-5, 6-6, and 5-5. Southwest at 5-6. Wichita 2-10, and Northern Iowa at 1-10. Those are the Edward Jones Missouri Valley Conference standings. Now let's take it over to our buddy Let's check the first half statistics from this one, and thus far, aside from not a great shooting percentage, it's all Dawgs.
Yeah, Southern isn't shooting particularly well. You'd think they would with a 35-25 lead, 31% from the floor. Southwest a frigid 24%. Southern, you know, they have 16% from three-point range. Southwest is taking too many threes for their liking. They are 42% from beyond the arc. Daniel Novak has 3 on the ball game, and then from the stripe, both teams pretty good. They're good coming in already. Southern 77%, Southwest 71. Rebounding wise, Southern 26 to Southwest's 19.
And that is a huge one, 26-19. The Dawgs leading the Bears in rebounding advantage. The Bears don't win many basketball games when they don't out-rebound their opponent, and the Dawgs win a lot of games when they out-rebound their opponent. So we're ready to start the second 20 minutes. It's 35-29. The Dawgs on top. The Bears will start with a basketball. They'll go with Charles Gaines, Yanders, Reeder, Mike Wallace, who will start the second half, and Daniel Novak. And the Dawgs will go with their original starting 5, Schroeder, Cross, Williams, Sly Willis, and Marcus Belcher.
Something to ward against for Southern. Evansville shot the ball 23% in the first half. Then they shot 53% in the second half. So Southwest knows that. They know of the second half droughts. We'll see how they come out shooting-wise in the second half.
Mike Wallace has not done much at all. Jumper, no good. Real poor shot. But Sylvester Willis, instead of two-handing the rebound, tried to one-hand the rebound. And now Schroeder gets the foul, and Novak's going to get a chance to shoot 3 free throws. And that was a not very good possession on defense by the Salukis.
Anytime you foul that three-point shooter, you know, you got to just kick yourself because you know that he has 3 free throws to come. At halftime in Southwest, it was 35-33. Southern was down by 2. They lost in the second half, 37-29. But it's a different Southwest team, and you'd like to think a different SIU team as well.
Novak misses the first free throw, so the Bears are now 10 out of 15 from the free throw line.
Novak 14 points to lead Southwest. Southern is led off the bench, 12 points by Jermaine Dearman.
Novak hits that one. He's got 15 now. He leads all scorers and has a chance to cut the lead to 8, which would be the closest Southwest has been in a long, long time in the basketball game.
Barry Hinton before the ball game was telling me how important this game is. If they could steal one on the road, they've got 2 home games coming up against Evansville and Northern Iowa. Anytime you can steal one on the road, it helps your cause. And Southwest is flirting with Friday, a place that they and their fans don't want to be.
Williams. Belcher. Charge.
I can't believe there wasn't a foul called when Kent Williams went up with that shot. Kent doesn't like it either. After that foul, or lack of a foul, you see Belcher with the dribble drive, and there was a foul there, and Marcus knew it too.
His second. So the first 42 seconds of the second half have not gone the Dawgs' way.
Yanders is going to have to be the leader for this Southwest team in the second half. He's going to have to set up Novak for those threes, and Reeder's going to have to be a force down low, and they have to get Mike Wallace into this ball game.
Around the horn it goes to Novak. Cross down. Wallace top of the key. Forces one, draws the foul from Cross. And Josh hit with his 3rd personal foul. Let's see if Wallace used his arm to knock Josh away. Yeah.
He's got a right to do that. He certainly does. He had all the position of the basketball to go up, and he's got that arm extended out, you know, in just classic shooting form. And that time Josh just got a little too close.
And Wallace hits the free throw. And Jermaine Dearman's going to come in to try to give the Dawgs a quick spark off the bench because it's already down to a 7-point lead. It was 10 at half, 35-25.
Wallace on the year averages 13.8. That's 7th in the Valley. That was his first point on the night.
Got them both. 6-point game, 35-29.
And Southern, you know, it's going to get into your head when you have numerous second half lapses. And here is a very big possession. They need to extend this lead early on in their own house.
3 from Schroeder, no good. Up, it's Gaines, scores.
Barry Hinton has to be so pleased with the second half start. We're not even 2 minutes in, and the lead has been cut to 4.
35-31. Schroeder had a great look at a 3, just didn't go down.
And he did. Southern shooting really didn't fall off in the second half at Evansville. They shot 43%. But when you shoot Only 31% in the first half. You got to wonder, where does the shooting go?
15 on the shot clock. Belcher down to Sylvester Willis. Going to call a block on Wallace that time. I think. No. Foul on Sylvester. Check out Wallace on the baseline here.
He telegraphed his move, and that's a good call. That is a good call. And I think you disagree, but I agree with that. It was a telegraph move by Sly going down the baseline. All his intentions were labeled right from the get-go. And a nice job of positioning that time by Southwest.
Gaines up top. It was a 10-point lead. It's down to 4.
Another key possession so early on in the ball game. We're set to have another outstanding half of basketball between these two schools.
Reeder, no. Rebound over the back. Dearman, nice play.
Southern doing a nice job of weak side rebounding right there. JD came up with it.
Foul on Reeder. That's his third. And the crowd goes wild. They actually do have a whistle for the Bears.
And when you foul JD, when he comes into the lane, it was a nice dribble drive and setting up a nice power move. There he goes. He tried to get him off the dribble. And Reeder too slow, like we talked about in the first half. Not that outstanding of a moving defensive player.
So the Dogs get a new shot clock. Still haven't scored here in the half. Down to Jermaine. Nice shot. Real poor shot, though. Good position, but poor shot.
It was a good jump stop by JD. He extended out with that right hand, but he couldn't get it to go.
Wallace with it. Triple team. Gets it back out to Yanders. Kicks it. And it's the Dogs basketball. How did that go through everybody? And nobody touched it, but that's what they call, and the Dogs will keep it.
One official on the baseline signaled it was Southern basketball, and Barry Hinson started to clap. And then he walked over and said, "What? It's Southern basketball? No way." That guy on the baseline called it our ball.
We've played over 3 minutes here in the half, and the Dogs still haven't scored, and there's a foul on Wallace, his third.
That is not a good foul from Wallace all the way out. It was a lazy pass from JD going over to Sly. He recognized it. And that's just a tough way to pick up your third personal. Works out well for SIU.
Because Reeder has 3, and so does Wallace now.
Wallace substantially under his average, and he only has, or rather he has 3 fouls for the ball game. Definitely not a type game that you want to see if you're a Southwest fan. For Southern, you love it.
Jermaine has a jam. He'll do it. Goes in anyway. Took it kind of soft. I wish he'd just go right to the rim with it, but he likes to play around. He got it to fall. He's got 14, and the Dogs are back up by 6, so the drought is over at least.
The problem there is he had to redirect. He ran into another defender. A nice job of moving up in the air by JD.
Reeder gets it to go. Matt Reeder with good position inside. And just like that, the Bears are determined to pound it inside here in the half. Williams to Schroeder.
Reeder was around for a while to learn from Danny Moore, who was an outstanding big man for SMS. And he took a little something from Danny. That was a Danny Moore type move to finish it off and score there.
12 on the shot clock. Down to Jermaine. He pushed off. Yes.
Southern does a nice job of entering the basketball, and that was a pretty good pass in from Abel Schroeder. However, there you see the extended arm out. And the foul on JD. That's a good call.
And we've come to our first media timeout. Dogs lead at 37-33. We'll be back. We have 15:54 left in the basketball game. Dogs lead it by 4. Their only 2 points of the half came on this play. It was a layup by Jermaine Dearman, a nice power move inside. And as I said, I wish he would have taken it stronger to the hoop. But he went in and it did fall, so they did get the points. Sure would like you to call and make a pledge to Saluki basketball on WSIU. Call 1-800-745-9748 with your pledge. Brian Dunn, what do you got?
College basketball really extend further than you can imagine. Barry Hinson is wearing a ribbon, orange ribbon for the Oklahoma State team that went down in a plane crash. They lost a couple members of that squad. The reason is his daughter, which is a student at Oklahoma State, is a secretary in the basketball offense. She was very close with some of those players that went down as well, and it's really a heartfelt tragedy that everybody feels.
Thank you, Brian. Dawgs lead it by 4. It's 37-33, and Southwest has the basketball. And Southwest is heating it up a little bit here in the second half. They're shooting at a 50% clip. The Dawgs just 33.
Matt Reeder coming out of nowhere, basically 7 points now in the second half. 16 points for the lead, and Dano Novak for Southern. How about that kid off the bench, JD, with 14 points.
Josh Hume in now for Southwest. That's Novak. Gaines. Nice feed to Reeder. Good enough foul on Dearman. And they're pounding it down low. And Reeder now has 11. He's got 4 here in the second half. Here's the replay. He squeezes, Gaines does, between 2 guys. And Jermaine, trying to help, comes over the top. And there's the foul. And it's a 2-point game. And Reeder can cut it to 1.
Southwest, 7 3-point attempts. That's too many for them. They're a ball club that really has to get it down to Reeder. They have to have Wallace driving, and a nice entry pass down to Reeder. As you see there, a 58% free throw shooter.
Reeder makes it again. He's got 12, and it's a 1-point basketball game. 37-36. Southwest had 7 3-point attempts at the end of the first half, so they've done it all inside here in the second half. Williams on the drive, fouled by Novak. Just his first.
And mostly they are in foul trouble tonight, and they put Southern into the bonus very early on, and a nice drive by Kent Williams. And he definitely drew that foul. He does that a lot. Very smart basketball player. He knows what he wants to do.
He's got 4 points, looking for 5 and 6, and he was short.
He touched on that streak of 29 straight free throws. And here's a player that needs to get on more of that hot streak is Touche Harvey. He had a very, very nice first half and playing some quality minutes. In 11 minutes, 2 points, but 4 rebounds as well.
Kent Williams try to convert 1 of 2, and he does. 2-point game. The Bears can tie it or take a lead here on this possession. There's Reeder.
Southwest has that second half prowess in the ball game against Wichita State. They blew them out. They shot over 50%, and they scored 46 second half points.
Novak jump stop to Yanders for 3. Yes, and the Bears lead. Robert Yanders with his first points of the basketball game.
The transfer from the West Plains campus coming along with Mike Wallace lights up that 3, and can you believe that Southwest has the lead?
It was a 10-point lead at half for the Dawgs. It was 35-25. Southern's been outscored by a bunch, 15-4. Williams good from the corner. Kent's got 7. The Dawgs answer back and get the lead back, 40-39. They haven't played much defense yet in the second half.
And as you mentioned, Southwest pounded it in very early on in the second half, and then Yanders finished it off with a nice 3-pointer. That's what a good inside game will do you, and you can spring out those 3-point shooters.
Reeder spins, kicks it back out to Novak. 10 on the shot clock. Gaines from the corner. Yes, Charles Gaines. Same spot that Tyrese Buie likes to knock down jumpers.
Gaines on the year averaging 8.9 points per ball game. Definitely under that average tonight.
Harvey with it. Touche. Kicks it back to Kent. To Jermaine.
Kent really trying to create that foul again.
Short jumper, no good. Jermaine gets his own rebound.
That pass was intended for Kent, who was going to cut down the lane. And now Southern has to reset for a good shot.
They get a new shot clock, so they have plenty of time.
They need to keep pace with Southwest, who has come out on fire here in the second half.
Kent running one-hander, no. And he wanted a foul, and there was no call. And Bruce Weber has both arms up in the air. And what's the call? A technical on Coach Weber. Bruce Weber called for a technical foul.
He really didn't say much, Mike. He must have said a magic word. This year,
here comes the code, and he is glaring over at Jim Bain, the supervisor of officials for the Missouri Valley Conference, who's at this game tonight. Yanders, a 90%, 89% free throw shooter, hits the free throw.
Jim Bain, before the ball game, I went into the media room here to grab the water, and And before the game, he had a meeting with Barry Hinson. I'm sure he had a meeting with Bruce Weber as well, talking about confrontations with officials. I think, you know, Mark Turgeon has had this problem at Wichita State, and Weber probably could have had more technical fouls than he's had this year. He really didn't say much, but he must have said something that they talked about earlier, and he got teed up.
See if that charges up the Salukis. 43-40, the Bears in the lead.
It should also key up Southwest, who's already had a great second half.
Foul on Joshua Cross, his 4th personal foul.
Did they tee up Kent? Did they tee up Kent?
No idea. It looks like it.
They did. He said something to Josh Hume, and they kind of had a little give and take there, and they exchanged a little bit of a body as well.
We'll try to get it straightened out. We'll wait till they unravel it.
You know, in that situation, both Hume and Williams were talking to each other. That's a case for a double technical foul, but I don't believe we're going to get it. And how about that for a run, Mike? 2 technical fouls on the same possession at SIU Arena.
See what happens. We're still waiting to unravel what's going on. The foul is on Josh Cross. That's his 4th personal foul. They'll shoot the 1 and bonus first. And the Dawgs already have 8 team fouls in the second half.
And this is definitely not what Southern wants to present Southwest Missouri State. They've had such a good run early on here in the second half, and now they'll go to the foul stripe to add on some extra points. Yanders is a pretty good free throw shooter.
I'd say 89%.
One of the leaders
best
in the
league.
And there he calmly sinks 2 of them. Now Southern, what a transition it's been. You know, taking a look at halftime, it was 37-33. Southern had the advantage.
If it's a technical foul, personal foul on Kent Williams. Now they're shooting the 1 in the bonus. You know what? They're doing this all backwards, I thought. You're supposed to shoot the 1 in the bonus and the technical. Hume hits.
It was 35-25 at halftime was the score. And Southern outscored 10-5 here in the second half. And Southwest is doing it by pounding it down low. And the 1-3 ball that they had was from Yanders, but that was after numerous series.
So the Dawgs have been outscored by 17 points here in the second half. And the crowd comes to life. See if the fouls even out now. It's 9-3 Southwest.
Very key possession for Southern. They need something here.
Good defense by the Bears. 15 on the shot clock. Williams on the move. Short jumper, good. See if the Dawgs can put some defense on now. It's a 5-point game. Barry Hinson calls 4 down. The play is 4 down. See what it is. See how it unravels here.
A 4 down is an entry pass to one of those players, and there's Wallace. He should have dragged there. That was what they worked on in the shoot-around. They nailed it more than not, and they missed right there.
Tyrese Buie to Harvey. Williams.
Southern, again, needs to milk it. They've got the crowd behind them. They're down by 5 in their own building after getting outscored big time here in the second half.
Buie gets it back to Touche. 10 on the shot clock. Blocked. 7 on the shot clock. Williams fouled. Fouled by Josh Hume. So Southern will get another shot clock. There's Jermaine. Gets it to Kent, and there's the foul by Hume. No question. We've come to our second media timeout of the second half. 11:44 to go. Southwest Missouri now in the lead. It's 47-42 Bears. 44 seconds left to go in the basketball game. Southwest has outscored the Bears, outscored the Salukis by 15 points and lead it 47-42. Please support Saluki basketball when we are on the air. by calling 1-800-745-9748 with your pledge. The more that you pledge, the more times that you can call and support Saluki basketball, the more chances we'll have of putting games on the air. Tom Weber, what do you got for us?
Guys, I'm up here with Paula. Paula's got the Go Dogs pin here. The Dogs. She's also got a sign, "Let's win one for Weber." Paula, do you have anything about getting eyeglasses for the referees?
No, I don't, but I should have.
Why?
We need one really bad. They're terrible tonight.
Well, that seems to be what's on everybody's mind right now. How do you think it's going to turn out?
I think the Dogs are going to pull it out.
All right, well, there you have it, guys.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Southern shooting 32%. Southwest definitely has risen to the occasion. They're shooting 62% in the second half to come to 33%. They now have 2 players in double figures. Reeder has also started to score for the Bears.
Williams. 33 on the shot clock. Kent got knocked again by Hume.
Southern outscored 22-7 here in the second period.
Touche Harvey with it up top. To Kent. Williams working on Hume.
Kent really should exploit that matchup against Hume. Was not
Nice
very good
inside, and Jermaine does finish it. He's got 16. It's a three-point game, and the crowd is still into it. Even after the timeout, they're still on their feet.
This is a big ball game. Creighton's coming in on Saturday. If you want to move up in the standings, you got to protect your home court. And what a win this would be to set up a battle against the Blue Jays on ESPN.
Josh Cross is on the bench with 4 fouls. That's the hard part. Rant Yanders, nice move.
They can't count that basket. No, they won't.
See what it is now. I thought he called it on the floor.
He should have called
See
it
what
on the
happens. 1 and 1, no shot. Okay, he does not get credit for the bucket, but with Yanders at the line, you might as well just give him 2 points. He's nearly automatic. 89%, and that's risen because he's perfect tonight.
Yanders led them in scoring with 27 points against Wichita State.
Oh, he missed one. He's 5 out of 6 tonight.
Yanders' other high of the year was a loss against Illinois State. He had 14 points. He also had a pretty good ball game on the road against Illinois State. That was a very hard-fought battle that they lost 63-62 at Redbird Arena.
Yanders hit the second one. Dawgs trail by 4. It's 48-44. The people are still on their feet. They're up again. Williams will trigger the offense at the point. Does Brandon Mells not being here affect what's going on? Of course it does. Minutes-wise, it forces all the other Salukis to play more minutes. Buie for 3. No. Too strong, and Gaines came from nowhere. He can really sky.
One of the leaders in rebounding, and that's why he holds onto the basketball. He protects it very well. Here, you're going to see quality offensive possessions from here on out.
No good. Rebounded Tyrese Buie. Not a great shot.
Southwest, one of the leaders in rebounding because they don't take a lot of outside shots. They're doing it in this ball game, and Southern has the advantage on the boards.
They're 1 for 1 in the second half from 3. Tyrese to the corner now. Down low to Jermaine Dearman. And look at them close down on Jermaine, and there's the steal. Yanders reach back. Got a hand on the ball. Up and oop. Alley and oop to Mike Wallace.
What a move by Mike Wallace. Wow. He got way up there for that one, and the alley-oop is finished. Wallace on the night now has 4 points. He averages 13.
Schroeder, no. Saluki basketball as it went out off of the Southwest Missouri State Bears. Here's the shot again. A good look from Abel. Just wouldn't go down, and it went off of 2 Bears out of bounds. Thank you to Novak and Wallace for battling each other for the basketball. Harvey with it now, top of the key. Dawgs trail by 6.
Southwest has really exploited the fact going to the line. They have 12 opportunities from the line. Southern's put them there, but a nice bucket right there by Tyrese. And the Dogs are down by 4 after being up by 10 at the break.
No call. The outside referee just hung on to his whistle. Yanders, no, too strong. Rebound to Buie. Here comes Touche. Nice steal by Mike Wallace, but Jermaine gets it back.
That was a lazy entry pass down low to JD. Southern can't have that when they're down by 4 at 8:49.
Buie, no. It was a good rebound by Abel Schroeder, though. Yanders knocks it out of bounds. The Dogs will keep it down 4. 8:43 to go. Kent's going to sit down. Belcher's going to come in. Kent's not going to sit down long. We've got 43 seconds till immediate timeout.
That's a nice job of coaching by Bruce Weber to sit him down knowing he's going to have longer of a break.
Manuel Randall comes in for Reeder. And Josh Hume's going to come back into the basketball game, I think, for Charles Gaines, yes.
And this is countering by Barry Hinson to use that official's timeout and the media timeout to your advantage when you have 43 seconds before it. Tyrese just seemed to come up lame there. He fell down.
Whistles all over the place.
He just stopped it for Tyrese. Southern will inbound the basketball. 31 on the shot clock.
Schroeder to triggered in. Dogs need a basket. They could use a 3. Dearman. Belcher for 3. Too strong. Too strong, and Marcus just isn't hitting it the way he was hitting it earlier in the year from 3.
Certainly not. Right there, it was a good look from him, and it would have done wonders. It would have kept the crowd in the ballgame, and it would have put Southern down by 1. And now, conversely, Southwest could try to go up by 6 or by 7.
Yanders. Novak with it. Right wing, it's Josh Hume. Nice jump stop. Jumper no good, but a foul.
Southern had to play catch-up there. Right there, they had that stack double pick for him, and they set him up to the foul line. A nice jump stop and a foul. Foul on Southern.
No, they're going to call it on
Tyrese Buie.
Boy, I thought it was Dearman in there.
It looked like it.
Hume hits. Josh Hume has 5. The Salukis are 1 for 8 from the three-point line. They're shooting 10%. So they're 1 for 10 from the three-point range.
It's getting down to that close type of ball game. Southwest was in a situation earlier this year in a ball game at SEMO where SEMO had 6 players on the floor at the end of the ball game, and nobody caught it. SEMO got the win. And what do you think Barry Hinson's reaction was after that ball game?
It's tough to win on the road. Even tougher when it's against 6 people. Buie with it. To Touche. Belcher.
Could have pulled it there.
Jermaine, short jumper, no. Rebound to Wallace, and the Dogs aren't hitting anything in close.
And that's why Wallace is one of the leaders in the Valley in rebounding. Very strong right there. Didn't lose the basketball despite some contention by SIU.
Hume with it. Tyrese gets the steal.
Great move.
All the way to the hoop. Good, and a foul.
Nice job of overplay that time by Tyrese, and he took it all the way down the floor to finish it off. He did a nice job of stepping over that overplay defensively, and there you see him running the floor. What a nice job by the first-year player for SIU as he flips it over the rim. He'll go to the line to try to cap it off.
Donnie Williams could never quite get there as he was waiting for Tyrese to pitch it over to the left side to Marcus Belcher, and Tyrese took it right to the hole and can make it a 3-point game if he can knock this one down. And Joshua Cross, who has 4 fouls, is waiting to come into the basketball game.
5 fouls for SMS on the ball game in the second half, 10 for SIU, so there's a little bit of a differential there.
And we have come to another media timeout. 7 minutes and 16 seconds left to go. The Salukis have cut it to a 3-point deficit. The Bears lead it 52-49. Welcome back to the basketball game. The Dogs lead the Bears by a score of 52. Or excuse me, the Bears lead the Dogs by a score of 52-49. WSIU wants you to challenge yourself and stay curious. When we ask for your money, we are really challenging you by asking, will you help support Saluki basketball in the River region? We know that answer is yes, so please call 1-800-745-9748 with your pledge and keep Saluki basketball on the air, not only for the remainder of this year, but in the years to come here at Southern Illinois University. Brian Dunn, it's a 3-point basketball game. What do you got for us?
Well, guys, you were right. Maybe the most important player is not even in uniform for the Salukis, not even in the arena. Brandon Mells' absence from the arena tonight has caused more players to step up, and a lack of players on the bench as Bruce Weber looks down the bench. He's only put in 8 this game when SMS is putting in 10, 11 guys. So really a distinct disadvantage there, and it came out right there in that stretch for SMS.
Thank you, Brian. The Bears have played 10 players tonight, and you're right, the Dogs have only played 8. Josh Warren the thought was that Josh Warren would get some more minutes, but Josh Warren is a 3 or 4 player. Brandon Mells is a 1 and 2 player, so that didn't seem to fit very well.
It was National Letter of Intent Day today as you turn to football with your thoughts. 14 players will come to SIU, highlighted by 2 transfers from Washington State. Brad Brashear from Harrisburg will come to SIU, as well as Joel Sambursky, who's a quarterback from Missouri.
Nice defense by Josh Cross. It's good to have him in there. He's got to play foul-free, though. He's got 4 personal fouls. Dogs can cut it to 1 or tie the game with a 3.
Southern led in scoring by Jermaine Dearman with 16 points. They lead the boards 34-26. Both teams shooting 33% for the ball game.
There's Jermaine with authority.
There's a high percentage shot. And as if the crowd needed some more momentum to get up on their feet, there it is.
It's a 1-point game. Cross is guarding Willis.
And they're extending that offense out.
And a timeout for Barry Hinson. He didn't like what he saw. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. And Southern has scratched and clawed its way back into this basketball game again. Remember, they led by 10 at halftime, and they were down as much as 7 here in the second half. And here's Jermaine Dearman to give the Salukis back to within 1 point. Nice fake around Yanders, and then with authority.
It started off with an excellent entry pass from Josh Cross. Up and over with it, and there's the authority that you want to see from JD. Going up strong to the hole. We're down by 1.
Let's see if we can tune in on Bruce Weber. They're going over their defensive matchups.
You know, right there, he mentioned a key player, Mike Wallace. And Wallace is going to have to be the man that Southern needs to step out on. 4 points for the ball game he has, but he is one of the leading scorers in the league. And most obviously is going to be a man that Southwest is going to have to get the ball to.
Dearman with that dunk is now the leading scorer in the basketball game with 18. Good defense by Belcher, and Southwest has to burn another timeout. Barry Hinson wants another 30, so great defense by Southern. Look at Marcus closing in, closing in. Yanders was close to turning that ball over, but he did call timeout. And so Barry Hinson had to burn another timeout. Still 52-51, Southwest in the lead. Hey, join SIU Sports Weekly on WSIU, WUSI TV, Thursday nights at 7:30, and catch the only in-depth coverage of Saluki sports in the River region. And also join WSIU, WUSI TV for a new miniseries featuring Abraham and Mary Lincoln on the American Experience, beginning on President's Day, Monday, February 19th.
Both these teams were very close in the preseason rankings. Southern was picked 4th. Southwest Missouri State was picked 5th in the league. And, of course, those have been flip-flopped. The expectations were very high for SIU, and they're clawing back to where they were predicted. Southwest a little further down and flirting with Friday.
7 on the shot clock. There's the foul, and they called it with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
And that will make a coach's skin crawl. When you have the shot clock going down, Southwest really didn't have a lot of an offensive push there. Yanders lost the basketball. They went for it, and a foul coming on Southern and a foul on JD. Not a smart way to pick up your 3rd, and Southwest got a gift right there. After 3 attempts, they finally get to the line.
Handing Yanders 2. As he is now 6 out of 7 at the free throw line.
That's a good little feeder system they have from that West Plains campus to Springfield.
Yes, it is.
Yanders and Wallace coming from
He missed it, though. Southern got a break. And Dearman throws a ridiculous pass out of bounds. And the Bears get it right back, leading by 2. 5:59 left to go in the second half. And Bruce Weber saying, hey, relax. And Bruce Weber wants a 30-second timeout. Coach Weber wants a 30.
Last year here at the arena, late in the year, Southwest Missouri State knocked off Southern 62-59, and that was one of the factors that knocked SIU from the top of the standings in the MVC.
Coach Weber in the huddle just saying, hey, take it easy. Okay, you heard that. They're going to try to run something back on offense right at Mike Wallace to try to either get him to commit a foul. They don't think that Wallace is a great defensive player. He's a good defensive player, but he's very strong. So they're going to run something at Wallace on offense.
And Wallace is in foul trouble tonight. He has 3 fouls for the ball game. And he got that lazy foul for his 3rd way at the top of the key. Southern needs to play good on defense here. Down by 2 at 5:54. This is a time where you talk about runs, and this is the end of the ball game. And both teams are going to give everything they have.
Belcher with it, guarding Yanders rather up top. On the wing, it's Novak, who hasn't done much here in the second half.
It just seems like these two teams just play so close whenever they get together.
Oh, just give him the lane. Southern just gave him the lane.
What a nice move by Novak there with a little finger roll at the end. And Southern in a little bit of trouble then when they let him dribble drive down the lane.
Nice spin move by Jermaine. Jumper is good.
What a ball game he's having tonight, huh, partner?
He's got 20.
And again coming off the bench, and that's the spark that he gives.
Abel Schroeder's nose is a little bit bloodied. If the referee sees it, he's going to have to come out of the basketball game. He hasn't seen it yet, as Novak got him a little bit when he went down the lane last time. It's a 2-point game.
They're really trying to set that high pick for Yanders to come off of. Running that motion very well as Southwest, but Southern is right there defensively.
12 on the shot clock. There's Yanders, gets a pick. 6 on the shot clock. Reeder's going to have to jack one up. He does, and he does not make it. Tip controlled by Kent Williams. The Dawgs can tie it with a deuce.
There was a time that Wallace got a paw on the basketball, but he couldn't garner on the rebound. You don't get many chances like that. Southern needs to capitalize.
Williams, no good. Josh Cross, good, and a foul. Good, and a foul by Joshua Cross, and the Dawgs have tied it and can take a lead.
What a nice play by Josh Cross. We talked about how much of a ball hawk he is. So close to the basket, got the rebound, power move. Now he'll try to cap it with the 3-point play. And
they're taking away the basket.
I don't know how you could do that.
They're taking away the basket, so the Dawgs will have it underneath. They're saying the foul was on the rebound and not on the shot.
Well, that changes things slightly. Changes things a lot.
So it's still a 2-point game. Southwest in the lead. Williams feeds it to Dearman. Jermaine, no. Tip by Cross. Yes. Oh, my goodness. And we're tied.
I think he might have got hit in the head as he's coming up the floor, and now the arena crowd will get into it. That ball just sat on the rim for a long time, and what a way to tie it. Nice entry down low. Nice double up there.
Yanders for 3. No good. Rebound. Foul on Dearman.
Right there on the weak side. They set it up very nicely for Yanders. They pumped it in. Now they swung it around. And a foul coming on JD. That is his 4th. But what a ball game he's had. If you're going to have 4 fouls, you might as well have some points to show for it. And he certainly has tonight.
Josh Cross got hammered on the rebound attempt as well. So Reeder will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. The Dawgs are not even in the bonus. The Bears have been in the double bonus for about 6.5 minutes.
They really haven't used it all that well. They have gone to the line quite a bit in the second half. 14 of 16 they are for the second half.
And Reeder misses.
How about that jinx, huh?
So whatever happens after this, if Salukis get the rebound, they can try to take a lead. If Reeder hits the free throw, we've got a media timeout.
This is a huge ball game tonight for Southern if they hope to climb up the standings. They got Creighton coming in. What a way to try to get that homestand going.
Reeder hits it. It's the Bears 56, Southern Illinois 55. Back with the final 3:42 after this. Welcome back to the basketball game. Southwest Missouri State leads the Southern Illinois Salukis 56-55. Your financial support enables us to maintain our current program schedule. That means televising Saluki basketball games. Please support Saluki basketball by calling 1-800-745-9748. Tom Weber is somewhere in the arena. I believe he's with a friend of mine, Thomas.
Well, guys, I'm right behind you, and as announcers, I'm sure you hate it when the loudest person in the arena is right behind you to scream into your microphone, but I found her. Lori, you're crazy.
I can't help it. I'm a huge Saluki fan. They're the greatest in the whole world.
Have you ever lost your voice?
Almost every game, yeah.
Well, have you ever not lost your voice?
Not very often, no.
You've been a season ticket holder for 9 years, and Lori, I don't know what the Salukis would do without you.
Oh, I would never miss a game. Never miss a game.
A loyal fan, guys.
Thank you, Tom. That's Lori. She's got a sister named Terry Campbell, who's the sweetheart of sweethearts of Saluki basketball fans. She will bake brownies for the team. She comes and visits the team. She works over at Johnny Logan College. A great friend to Saluki basketball, Terry and Lori. The sisters, they're right. They don't miss basketball games.
How about some brownies for the announcing?
How about it? All right, the Dogs need a bucket to take the lead, and let's see if this place can erupt, if they can do it.
Jermaine Dearman, 20 points to lead SIU. Southwest has cooled off shooting-wise in the second half. They were up to 60. Now they're at 50%.
Williams can't get the runner to go, and that was as good a look as he's going to get. So the Dogs are going to have to play some defense, and it comes down to making plays. In Southwest, the last two basketball games against Southern has flat out made the plays down the stretch. Southern's got to come up big at home.
The coaching staffs of Steve Alford and now Barry Hinson really pressured the last couple minutes of the ball game. That's why they're so good. They've traditionally been good at this portion of the ball game.
7 on the shot clock. Jump ball. Southern gets it. Southern gets the basketball on the held ball.
Nice defensive stop right there. Marcus Belcher, who had to step up because of the absence of Brandon Mells, and a great defensive play there. Southern has another opportunity to try to take the lead, partner.
Belcher has played over 30 minutes in the basketball game again. Southern needs a bucket. 56-55.
He has 3 points and 5 assists, and I'll take the 5 assists over the points from him.
Kent has a scoop to the lane, and he's got it, and the Dogs lead it.
You send it to your best player, and it's Kent Williams, and he made that drive, and such a nice move, and here comes the crowd at the arena.
Yander's with it. Top of the key. It's ESPN on Saturday against Creighton. Reeder, top of the key. Nice move by Matt Reeder.
That's what Barry Hinson is talking about, the improvement from last year. He couldn't make that move last year, and I think summer ball in Europe really helped him with that, gave him confidence to drive towards the hoop.
And you go to your senior at that time. Dearman spins, draws the foul on Reeder, so Jermaine to the free throw line to shoot one in the bonus.
You know, most times that we talk about JD, we say that he shies away from confrontations a lot, but not tonight. He certainly has played an outstanding ball game, going up very strong.
Didn't take a very good angle to the basket because he was way underneath the basket, but enough to draw the foul from Reeder, his 4th personal foul. Wallace is going to check in for who? For Matt Reeder? Yes, now I'm surprised with that. I thought that he'd keep him on offense at the other end because he's the senior and he can make some moves down low. So Jermaine can tie it and put the Dogs in the lead if he can make 2 here. He's got to make the first one. It's still just 1 in the bonus.
He's been great from the line tonight. He's been there 7 times and knocked down.
Cross, yes!
Josh Cross is all over the place. The senior from right here in Carbondale. Point values for the night, he's got 9. He's got 3, now 4 rebounds, and all those rebounds have led to points.
Josh just plain wanted that ball. And he's played the last 6 minutes with 4 fouls. Gaines, spin. Real nice move by Charlie Gaines.
What a move.
He's got 8.
He's so good with that spin move, and he's a big guy that can dribble the basketball, and he has assumed a leader role for Southwest along with Reeder.
Bruce Weber wants timeout. 1:21, 29 ticks on the clock. Who's going to make the plays down the stretch? Southwest has made it every possession. The Dogs have made it every possession but 1 since the last timeout, and they trail it by 1 with the basketball. basketball. Southern's going to milk the shot clock here down probably 29 seconds, so it's going to be under a minute to go most likely when Southwest has the basketball back and Reeder's coming back in. Let's hear what Bruce has to say.
Too high for two. Too high for two. Josh, you're good. JD is second. You're coming off of Josh. You're stepping back. You want me to go through? Yes, I want you to. No, you sit there. Yeah, get out of there.
Let's see how Southern got this last lead. Kent goes up, and that put them ahead 2 possessions ago by 1 point. That made it 57-56, but both teams have scored since then.
There are some other games in the Missouri Valley Conference tonight, and some other games of implication as well. Tonight, Drake taking on Creighton and Indiana State taking on Northern Iowa.
See if the Dawgs can make a play. Belcher to Kent.
There's that double screen.
Yes, and a foul!
The double screen set him up to dribble drive to the hoop. There he goes around it, and a nice move to the basket, and Gaines, well, he moved his feet. If he went straight up, it would have been more of a problem. But how about Kent Williams in the last couple possessions? He has given the lead twice for SIU.
3rd foul on Gaines. The Dawgs lead by 1. Williams can make it 2 if he can knock down the free throw.
When he was recruited to SIU, many people thought that he would be the player that would put Southern in these type of situations, and he certainly has done it here in Carbondale. Coming from Mount Vernon, what a get for Southern, and he certainly is paying dividends for the Carbondale school.
30-second timeout called to Bruce Weber and the Salukis. We're at 1:12 left to go in the contest. The Dawgs lead it by 2. You know, we had a feeling that 10-point lead wouldn't last, but we sure didn't think Southwest would get up by 7, and the Dawgs would have to fight, scratch, and crawl their way back into this one. But Williams down the stretch has come up big, as has Joshua Cross, playing with 4 fouls since he came in at about the 6:35 mark.
Southern, under head coach Bruce Weber, is winless against Southwest Missouri. The last time that the Dawgs have won against the Bears was back in the 97-98 season when Southern swept it. It was a 79-74 win. They also beat the Bears 106-78 in that season.
Tom Weber just handed me that stress ball that I think I'm going to use it the entire 1:12 left in this contest.
All our television contests have been outstanding.
Wow. Evansville, who could have asked for a better finish? I don't want it to be that close here. There's Reeder with it.
I don't think it's a want. I think you're going to get it, Mike.
Here comes Yanders.
Southwest has used that high pick tonight to try to set up Yanders.
Novak, Gaines, double teamed. Gets it out to Yanders, down low to Reeder. Can't score. Foul on Willis over the back. How about that?
And look at Barry Hinson. He's not happy at all.
Here's the replay. How did that not go in? But there was a foul somewhere in there, and it was on Wallace. And Schroeder's going to the free throw line, and Abel on the season is a 71%er. Timeout, Barry Hinson. And it is a 30. It is a 30. And Barry Hinson's looking down at the referee saying, hey, we got fouled on the shot, but Reeder did not get fouled. I don't know how his shot didn't go down. Let's see if we can get in on the Saluki huddle. No, we switched. We're in the Southwest huddle. You know what Barry Hinson is saying? He's got to set up a play if Southern gets up by 3 or by 4.
What they did there was they tried to spring Yanders off of a couple picks and screens. I think when Gaines, or rather, when Gaines got the basketball in the low block there, and finally when Reeder did, that was their last option. They had Novak cutting, they had Yanders cutting, they couldn't get him the basketball, and finally they were stuck with it on the low block, and they really couldn't do anything with it. Good defense by SIU to force that.
And had Yanders gotten a clean pass back out to the point, he might have tried a 3, but it was tipped just enough where Southern's defensive player was able to recover. So it sets up now, Schroeder at the free throw line. It's only the 9th team foul on the Bears, so we're still in the regular bonus, and Abel's going to have to knock the first one down to get the second one.
You talk about senior leadership, and what a job the senior from Oakville could do right here with the free throw.
Got it.
Now this is key because it will be a two-possession ball game. Southwest, well, in theory, it's a two-possession ball game right now because Southwest hasn't done the three ball too well tonight.
Cross and Reeder got tangled up, and Josh very politely afterward looked at Matt and said, Matt, we're still there, bud. They're seniors. They've played against each other. This is their 8th, maybe 9th time they've played against each other, so they know what it's like. If Abel can knock this down, it's a two-possession game with 48 seconds left. No Salukis on the free throw line. No chance for a foul on the rebound.
These two teams don't like each other, and they're always classic games, and it has been tonight.
It's a two-possession game. 48 seconds left.
Both
Here we
teams
go.
have really stepped it up in the second half, and this is where Southern defense is going to have to stop that good shooting from Southwest Missouri.
And it went. And it's going to be a three-point opportunity as Belcher. Marcus says he was straight up in the air, but watch Marcus lean in ever so slightly right there.
Yanders, a first-year player with Southwest Missouri State of Springfield, player out of Milwaukee, Vincent High School, and he seemed like, it's no problem. I'm going to drive to the hoop, I'm going to make the bucket and go to the line.
He has all 12 of his points here in the second half.
How about that for
And he missed it. The Dogs lead it by 2. Southwest is going to have to foul, or they're going to have a miracle shot, as the Salukis did against Evansville.
There is a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
And if we can shoot it with 1 on the shot clock, we're going to win the basketball game.
You know, they're probably going to try to attempt to steal the basketball away here. Southern's going to spread the floor. If it takes too long, I think they might have to foul just so they have enough time for an offensive possession.
10 on the clock. There's the foul. And Kent's going to go to the line and shoot 2. And that's not what Barry Hinson wanted at all. Why do you wait 25 seconds to commit a foul?
Well, right there, I think, you know, like I said before, the offensive possession, they're setting up for the next play. You know, they're already down by 2, but they put the wrong guy at the foul line. If you're going to do that, you got to foul somebody else.
And Kent gets 2. They're in the double bonus now. Fouls on Novak, no question about that. It's his 3rd. But it all comes down to number 33, and Barry Hinson wants timeout. I'm going to squeeze this little squeeze ball forever now, and this is a full timeout, so we'll keep it here. 64-62, the Dogs in the lead. I don't believe anyone has left the arena tonight. It was SIU Alumni Appreciation Night, and the SIU Foundation gave away a $2,000 scholarship. Let's listen to Coach Weber. Here's the shot that puts Southern into the lead. On the replay, Kent Williams.
What a nice, strong dribble drive and a nice kiss off the glass. In that huddle, you hear switch on ball screens, and that's very smart because you don't want to commit a foul. If you don't switch on the ball screen, you're going to get caught up, and you're going to probably foul inadvertently just because there's too much traffic. If you foul your player through, you're going to let him go. You're not going to foul him.
The only problem with switching on ball screens is you get severe mismatches, but with 10 seconds left in the basketball game, not a problem.
Right.
You just take your lumps. If somebody knocks down a shot, that's fine. You know you're leading by at least 2. You figure Williams is going to hit 1 or 2 of these. If he hits 2, the game is not over, but for all intents and purposes, Southwest needs an unbelievable miracle to win the game.
If he knocks down the 2, it adds another possession for Southwest where they have to foul Southern. If he hits the 1, well then, Yanders is your 3-point shooting option, and Novak is definitely your 3-point shooting option. If you're SIU, you have to guard out on him. He is the 4th best 3-point shooter in the Valley as far as percentage.
Kent shooting 2. This is the situation he dreams of being in game after game after game. Bingo.
He had 29 in a row. And a streak a couple of ball games ago was finally broken against Evansville.
Touche in for who? Josh Cross? For Josh Cross. A little more quickness. I won't say more quickness, but we need Josh in case Southwest does score. If Kent can hit this one, Southwest really has to hustle.
And Novak is right there on the low block.
Got it. two-possession game for the Dogs.
This is where, if you're a team, you might want to come down, get a quick 2, and foul immediately. Don't need a 3.
Let him shoot it. He hit it. 2.2 left. Novak hit it.
They took too long to get that shot off.
Kent's got it. He's fouled immediately. 1.8 on the clock. Daniel Novak.
And it was very close to Kent getting the basketball when he stepped on the line there.
21 points for Novak. The Dogs lead it by 1, 66-65. Here's the replay. Abel just had to get it in. No question on the foul. He mugged him. Kent gets 2 more. If he hits 2, I like our chances. If he hits 1, it's going to be a miracle 3-pointer that could win it or lose it.
And what
Still,
a way.
nobody is left. People are milling around, waiting and waiting and waiting, and Kent gets 2 shots.
What a way to set up the battle against the Creighton Blue Jays on Saturday. And this would be a great win to have.
Bingo. And I wouldn't be upset if Kent missed this shot.
Sure, because, well, it depends on how he misses it. If it's a
Well, if he
strong
misses
rebound,
it to Wallace,
sure,
I'm
sure.
happy.
Right, if it's a hard rebound away, that's what you don't want. You want something to trickle off where it takes time for him to grab the rebound and run down the floor.
1.8, you can't.
Yeah, it's just an impossibility.
That's what I'm saying. Miss the thing. I'd do a real, but he's going to make it anyway and put us up 3, and the game's going to be over. So there it is. Southern can do no worse than go to overtime. See if he fouls.
Now here, this is interesting.
See if he calls a foul.
Novak is inbounding the basketball.
There it is. Let him have it. No! And Southern wins the basketball game. 68-65.
Credit Barry Henson for drawing up a very nice play there at the end. And of course, he wanted a foul to end the ball game as Dobbins threw up that 3. But a nice job of Southern to withstand a strong second-half effort from the Bears. Once again, that second-half bug hit Southern tonight, but they just withstood the runs, won the ball game. It's a big one tonight, knocking off Southwest Missouri State.
Salukis win it 68-65. All Kent Williams and Joshua Cross down the stretch. And they hold on to win it. They are now 12-10 on the season. They are now 6-5 in Missouri Valley Conference play. The Bears fall to 9-12 and 5-7. Let's go down to Brian Dunn with a victorious Coach Weber. Brian.
Coach, it always seems like it's coming down to the last few seconds with you guys, but another big win.
You know, we showed a lot of character because there was a lot of adversity in the second half. Some things I didn't like that happened on the court. They came back, you know, to their credit, but then our kids hung in there. We could have hung our heads. We didn't. Jermaine made some big shots. Josh got a big putback. Ken made the big free throws at the end, and we beat them up when it counted. So I'm very happy for our kids.
You got some good play from the 2 sophomores. You mentioned Jermaine Dearman and Kent Williams, both hitting some big shots down the run in the second half.
Well, that's the guys. Those are our, I guess, your franchise. You got your seniors are the leaders. Those 2 are our franchise players, and they made plays. So, and then Touche did a tremendous job. Marcus played a lot of minutes, took care of the basketball. There were a lot of factors in that game. So I'm just proud of their character.
All right, congratulations on the win, Coach. Back to you guys.
How about Coach Weber? He's a happy camper. He's never beaten these guys before. So you know what this one means to him, especially when Southern got down 7 points early in that second half.
And certainly, they certainly held that run. They withstood it, and Jermaine Dearman was a big player tonight.
Dogs win it by 3. We'll be back.